Very quick turnaround. And South Australia coming off a win against Queensland. Queensland, although did get the first 2 goals.
Oh, beautiful.
And they were up 2-0. And then all of a sudden, South Australia said, I think we better come to play. And the winner of this game potentially will head to a big dance now, as WA have beaten both of them. So we'll find out more about that. Jackson Stock up against Aldred. Overran it. Ball to be won on the deck. Ball kicked out. Jack Waller heading, and we're going to have an illegal procedure on blue. So no possession called there. If you're watching for the first time on the Australian Lacrosse Network, got to stay over that restraining line until possession is called. Shane Abbott, very credentialed official, has right on the spot, and Haskett will bring the ball down into offence. The smooth movements of 2014 Australian captain Steve Mortimer down in the offence for ball with Jack Waller, and kicks it back down to Steve Morty. So what's your predictions in this one as Morty heads around the back there, Shendell?
I think VIC are going to be too strong today for SA. They got a great result yesterday against Queensland, but I think looking at the quality of the competition last night, I just think VIC are going to get up based on how fantastic that game was. The only challenge VIC might have is just sore bodies or tired bodies after such a quick turnaround. As
we have a flag down, and Haskett just pops that one over. So we're going to have a penalty here for Victoria as push for 30 seconds. So South Australia with a power play opportunity. Look, again, I think Victoria on paper, but you know what? Sport is a funny thing, Shendell.
Yeah, you know what? South Australia's got a really young team. So I think they've got nothing to lose. They're just going to bring it. Oh, and there they go.
Speaking about nothing to lose, there's a couple of sneaky players in here, and one of them is Kai Williams. He is a phenomenal left-handed player that just seems to get it done. And a power play opportunity there for South Australia, and they're 1-0 up against Victoria.
Yeah, great start for them.
Just how Cam Adams and Toby Raymond would have drawn it up.
Exactly how they would have expected this to go. Yeah, like I said, full of lots of young talent in South Australia, so they've got nothing to lose. They can just go for it today, really challenge themselves, and it looks like that's how they've started. Let's hope they can continue that momentum.
Ball back into the centre here, and that is going to be Thompson Pritchard in there against Jackson Stock. And Jackson Stock just starting to assert some authority in the face-off there.
Tony, I told you last night Thompson Pritchard wasn't wearing arm guards, and I was right. Yeah, he's not wearing elbow pads.
I had that confirmed this morning, and they said they are natural guns.
Yeah, right. I mean, he's obviously got some tats going on there on his arm, so I thought potentially they could be in elbow pads, but he's just raw dogging out there.
Yep. No, I did have the confirmation this morning when the Victorian boys walked in and had a conversation with me. And here's, there we go. Young Ewan Locke getting another one on the board. South Australia doing what Queensland did to South Australia yesterday. Too early. And Ewan Locke gets on the board for South Australia. And you know how I feel these little upsets sometimes, Shendell?
Yeah, it's...
well, I've got that feeling this morning.
It's good fun. Aldred back in the face for Victoria.
I had the feeling that we were going to golden goal last night, and I wasn't wrong.
Yes, that.
And then today, I'm not going to get my parochial South Australian on though today. So ball back in the centre. 2 from 2 is Jackson Stock. Make that good interception there. So Vic with an opportunity. The man who destroyed the defence of WA last night, Mr. Chris Plum, moving like I've never seen him.
Yeah, he is in fine form. All that extra training he's doing for his Aussie campaign.
And I like the fact that they've stuck young Will Inglis on Plummy. That'll be a huge challenge for the young long pole. As ball comes up the top. I'm expecting a huge game here today from Carl Gibson, to be honest, as he gets the ball now. Cal looks down, finds Emmett Barger down the back corner, back to Cal. and kicks the ball up. Rubens, he got one goal from there last night. I was critical.
Plum again from this angle. He loves this spot. This is his shooting.
And Cody Watts with the first save of the day. And he is going to have to be huge today.
Proud dad moment right there.
Well, let's take that back. And you know what? He's got to earn some stripes yet. Throwing the ball away out of bounds down the back. But Vic have obviously spoken about that too when Cody gets the ball, that they're going to pressure the keeper. But big save there from Watts early from Plum.
I'm seeing a pattern here, Tony. Your children both seem to be goalies.
Yeah, well, they obviously have some a little dip and dunk there from Baker as he gets on the board and Victoria get one back. Yeah, they. I don't know whether it's their mental abilities that sent them into the goals. You got to be a little crazy, as Sparksy just smiles behind me. No, toughest spot in lacrosse, they reckon, goalkeeping, and it's all mental.
It's so much in your head.
I mean,
so much.
I don't know what's going on in your head when you pick to be a. And down in the other, while we're talking about goalkeepers, Devon Johnson in the cage for Victoria. So he is a Footscray American. And Stocky.
Looking to shoot.
Oh, Jackson Stock says, you know what? Get one down the other end. We're going to put another one in, and they're 3-1 up here early in the first quarter. Jackson Stock dominating from the X has just ripped one away. And I'll tell you what, when Jackson Stock is on, and we saw him in the Worlds, I mean, his best game for me was against the US. He didn't have Timmy Graham in there.
Big game
in
player.
San Diego, and just stood up in his first ever. But Jackson Stock, that's apart from the fact that he got picked off on the other side, that would have been 4 from 4, and make that. I'm not going to talk too early, but it's a good pressure there, and that's going to be a loose ball push. Loose ball push going South Australia, so ball will end up with Ewan Locke, and Locke already with one. Oh, that got him a little bit high, as ball to be won on the deck. As Benny Newman and the ball runs out of bounds. Cal Gibson just trying to get some screen time here, right in front of the camera. As Williams comes up to set a pick. And Inglis finds Hissey over the outer side. So South Australia out to a 3-1 lead here. And they look like they've come to play, South Australia. I've got to say the intensity in both teams at the moment.
Yeah.
Is certainly up. So ball. They got to get better. Got to get better passes than that at this level. But Scotty Gill, the evergreen Scotty Gill,
he's off the ALN team and into the SA team.
And Williams, you can't let him free his hands.
Oh wow!
We've seen it once on the bottom corner. You cannot let Kai Williams free his hands, and he will get his second of the quarter. And I'll tell you what. If they get another one here, I'm calling a timeout to Victoria very shortly and maybe the goalkeeper, they've thought they've given him an opportunity as Steve Stoikos played last night. But you know what, in these big games, they need to win this. And there may be some talking over there in the coach's box at whether we have to make a change very quickly. 4-1 is the score. And it's been South Australia in their offense as break happens, and Stocky will get that as Aldred breaks. And that's what it causes when you are dominating the X position. These things start to get in your head, and they cannot afford another goal here, Victoria.
Yeah, you don't want to concede this early.
No, he hasn't seen the guy coming behind him, Hoodie. He does now
down.
As that's in the side. Good work there from Ethan Buchanan.
Yeah, great
and we're going to have a
recovery.
loose ball push there as well. So ball will go blue. So need to get down into the offense here and just have another good set to Victoria. Scotty Gill, tell you what, at 39, he still moves like a...
Gazelle.
Well, I was going to say something like that. But ball down the bottom corner here.
I was going to say a gazelle, or he still moves like a 21-year-old Tone.
Well, I was thinking 18.
Oh, give him 3 more years, you reckon?
Imagine an 18-year-old Scotty Gill playing out here. Ball up the top here with Templeton. Templeton finds Baker up the top. Again, I like Baker when he comes from the top sides.
Yes, he's definitely best suited to that.
And ball to be won. So just
High
losing
post.
it there and just wearing a little one there, Jack Waller. He's going to be under pressure, but good enough. He's another one of these young South Australians that not many have seen, but Jack Waller is an absolute talent.
What club's he from, Tone?
So he was with the North Eagles last year, won a premiership out there with them,
Yep.
and then the North Eagles weren't able to put a side in the State League this year, so he's gone up to Sturt.
Oh, under Cam as well.
And don't forget Henry Lawson, who's sitting up the top there filming. That's one of his prodigies now, as is this man, young Ewan Locke. And he has a shot to burn, and he can do it on the left or the right. Ball kicked down the back, finds Williams. Williams, already with 2 in the game. Got 5 the other day against WAA early, and he has the ability to do that. Mortimer, he's a new guy to the team.
Yeah, recently added in only yesterday or today? Is today's first game? No, yesterday.
Yeah, no, he came over yesterday. And Waller, if he can let his hands free, he will, all over the top.
Ooh.
Wasn't far away. I tell you what, Devon Johnson in there would want to get a stick on one just to get a sider. As a goalie, Sparksy nods his head in the background. You want to get one in your stick early just to feel like you're in the right positions.
Absolutely. And South Australia are definitely being aggressive to Cage early. No, they're just taking shots. It's a numbers game. You got to shoot to score, right?
Yes, you do, and they're picking their matchups at the moment. Ewan Locke can go left or right, kicks the ball down. Williams fires Gill. Gill's an assist machine. Got 4 yesterday and fires that one past the cage. And Johnson looked like he had that one covered then, as the ball goes out of bounds, and ball will be brought in from the backside. Yeah, Gill always good at finding those cutters coming through. Ball kicks back to Mortimer. Mortimer up to. Nice little flick out. Just need to pick that ball up there rather than try the flick. Baker he's on the
run.
move. Fast man break. Looks down the bottom.
Oh, worm burner.
Gibson, and he's my man for today, I reckon. Cal Gibson gets the worm burner. And even at Cody's height, he couldn't get in touch with that one. And Cal Gibson gets number 2 for Victoria.
Yeah, great goal. He was big last night, and I do expect him to have another big game today.
So it's currently 4-2 here in this game. If you are joining us live and free on the Australian Lacrosse Network, welcome. It is lunchtime Saturday over in the eastern states in South Australia. But a little bit overcast here, about 16, 17 degrees. Potential chance of rain today, but the fields have held up exceptionally well here at the Wanneroo Joondalup Lacrosse Club. And a break here, and that's going to go again. Jackson Stock just causing issues in that face-off position.
Yeah, doing a great job in there. Beating both face-off players so far.
Well, he's
from Victoria.
5-1 now, and he got the 6th one, but didn't get the wingman to get it. So Liam Hood picks the ball up. Ex-Burnside guy, played under 19 Crocodiles over in Quilliticum, Canada, and Mortimer
with the ball.
He's played a little bit of lacrosse as well.
He's had a couple of campaigns up his sleeve, hasn't he?
He has. They even gave him an Aussie Sharks captaincy in 2014, so he can play. Moved to a long stick and actually won the Hobbs medal back in 19 with a long stick.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
For the state tournament, and but he's gone back to a shorty now. And Haskett ended up with 7-1 yesterday, did Noah Haskett, with an MVP performance.
Scotty Gill just moving around X to make some space for Haskett. Haskett looking for a drive. Takes a shot off the leg.
And comes back out, and he'll let that one roll out and take possession. Good work in there from the defence. Gawley was all over him, and in there Clayton Burke as well. Might have worn that one on the leg, just protecting his goalie.
Nothing like a meat shield for the goalie.
Oh, that's... I don't want to say anything, but Gilly could have stretched a little harder for that.
Oh, poor Gilly.
or should we blame Hoodie? Hoodie, the pass wasn't good enough.
I hope he's not watching back. Ball's moving fast down to Victoria's offense. Plum with the ball, gets it around to X. Over to Gibson. Gibson looking for a bit of a stutter step, looking to drive on the left.
And Palmer's picked him up, so they've recognised him as a key matchup here, as Rubens kicks the ball over. There it is, Cody Watts. That's picking grapes for Cody.
Picking grapes.
He just baits you high because they don't reckon that he can reach the top of the goal. But he's very good up there, and he shuts them down very well. So as Cody Watts, and this is what I reckon is his best part of the game is his clearing at the moment, apart from his saving. But he had one here yesterday where he gave it straight up to the Queensland guy at this point, who threw it back over his head and put one in. As I said, that commentator's curse.
I know. And Sparks is sitting behind us as the former Australian goalie, just saying, "Go easy, goalie."
No, he's.
I feel like poor Cody's going to cop it all day.
No, he's all right. He's doing a great job as Code as he gets the ball back. And look, Victoria want to put pressure on him, so they're running the ride plum, and there's the outlet. So he just does that exceptionally well. Looks like he's got plenty of time down there, does he, in Watts, and does a good job for his state. Ball down the offense. We're going to have a timeout here. Cam Adams calling a timeout. I don't know how many minutes we have left in the quarter, but probably limited, and probably just wants to get some fresh legs on. Use the one timeout in the first quarter just to settle your troops. You're 4-2 up. Have an opportunity to go 5-2 up and give your defence a quick rest. Toby Raymond out there with the SA boys as the defensive coach. And we've got Gareth having a chat to the offense out there, just going through a few bits and pieces. And Gibbo for Victoria, just having a chat to the midfield and defensive crew.
Yeah, I think Victoria probably feeling a bit rattled by the way SA have just come out so aggressively, attacked the cage and put the numbers on the board. And I think they need to say, hey, what are we doing here? It's time to step up. We're here to play.
Well, I tell you what, SA have come to play.
They sure have.
If you'd looked on paper at this and seen what Victoria had done, but how much does that golden goal rattle last night and finishing late affect this game right now?
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be tired. They're going to be mentally exhausted from that game. All of a sudden, you come off South Australia, who have come off a 14-3 victory or a 23 victory against Queensland.
Feeling confident.
They've got their confidence up. And we've all seen these things happen. I coached a side in 16 for South Australia that wasn't supposed to win a game. And we actually knocked off WA in the pool game and knocked them out. And they were probably $1.04 favourites.
Were you in that? Were you in that competition too, Sparksy? 2016.
2016 down at Footscray. Did his knee.
And that's probably why you beat WA, Tony.
Again, it doesn't matter how you do it. But yeah, it's. Sport is the greatest reality show on earth. There's no script, and sometimes they get rewritten. And I have a favourite saying in life that history is written every day by someone willing to pick up a pencil. You know, which one of these South Australians is going to do that today, or potentially Victoria are going to write their own history and head off to a big dance. And at the moment, South Australia just trying to slow this offence down, find those good spots as Waller picks the ball up.
Looking quite composed.
Waller looks to step in, finds Gill. Gill fires up the top to Williams. Oh, I tell you what, that wasn't far away either from that top left-hand corner. Already has 2 in the quarter. And I think they'd be reassessing what they're doing with young Williams on this left-hand side.
Yeah, and great vision by Gilly to see Williams at the top and make that pass, give him that opportunity for that big shot. Just would have been a cracker if it had gone in, but...
And we're going to have a push. He's in the crease. Okay, so he's, as Gill has been going around there, he's been, not nutted, but pushed into the crease, and Luke Keesing on the... And ball turns over. So is that the little bit that Victoria need just to create this spark as they come into offense and Gibson gets the ball? Gibson up against Palmer. Kick down there to Barger.
Barger again big last night for Victoria. Gibson with the ball now over Templeton. And
Betty Newman, probably the next best pole after Palmer, picking up Barger. I'm interested to see this matchup between Plum and Inglis, to be honest. You know, a young Brighton guy in the defence.
Yep. Who
hasn't played at this level. That's a big assignment against Plum.
Yeah, I think he'll. Well, here he is. He's not scared. He's stepping up. He's not stepping down.
And good work here on the hands. Just looking to come around. Oh, Plum! He puts on a show. And Cody, again, just couldn't quite get down to that one. And Plum gets on the board. We've got a 3-4 game here.
I've got the peanut gallery next to me telling me that was a shovel shot, taking it back to the 1980s from Plum.
So, but putting one away, and Cody will probably be pretty disappointed with that. He's would have expected that Plummy will be doing something like that, as Plummy gets a little bit of action on the wing, and as Tom Seacamp just going, what's this man doing? Well, what he's doing is upsetting, and another break in the face. Third break in the first quarter for Victoria in the face-off. So Jackson Stock causing a lot of trouble in that exposition in the middle. And Stock, he won't give up. That's going to be a hold.
That's high.
That'll be just a hold as the flags fly.
Nothing like a cheeky hook around the neck.
Yep.
Call it a hold.
It is just a hold. And but South Australia with a power play opportunity again. Probably limited time in this first term. Currently leading 4-3. And we saw what they did with their last power play. And that's what you get, Stocky, with Aldred down there. Aldred wouldn't be necessarily used to getting down to that defensive end as much. And Stocky made him drive and put his defence under pressure and caused this power play opportunity. So ball back up the top with Stock.
Yep, there's about a minute.
Stock stepping down, not there. Haskett looks across, through pass down the bottom to Gill. Gill, I don't know where Gilly was throwing that one, but it's off a blue stick as a tip.
Yep, and about a minute to
penalty cleared. And
clock's on.
So ball in. Oh, that's going to be a loose ball. No. Good work there from Johnson, the keeper. Look at the aggressive nature of South Australia here. Oh, that's going to be a loose ball push, is it, on the keeper? Just came out and bar checked the bloke down the back. Let him play, we say. Absolutely. Opportunity here.
They've got numbers.
Harry Gibson just stepping in. Gibson finds the bar and evens it up as we're just about to go into quarter time. Harry Gibson taking the ball from the centre, and down he went.
Yeah, Victoria had numbers. There were so many opportunities that just rattled the SA defence a little bit. Saw an opportunity, took the shot, and just bounced it, hit the pipe, and bounced in around Cody Watts.
And for all the possession that SA have had and the start they've had, they're 4-all.
Yeah, another.
You know, but it's taken 2 transition goals from Victoria to be able to make that happen. So South Australia will probably talk about that and shutting down those transitions. It's just the offense not reacting well enough to get back up the field. But what I do like is another break. That's 4 breaks for the quarter in the face-off. Oh, Stocky. And good work there from Jackson Stock. Realised he had the clock there. But we have a 4-all game at quarter time.
Yeah, this is a good one. I don't know if I can handle something so close again,
hey,
but I
Shendell,
love it. I love it.
Are we going golden goal in this one?
Oh, go on. Go on. I'm not
back-to-back golden goals.
Yeah, it's not as stressful for me now that my state's not playing, but so bring it on. Bring it on.
Yes. All right. So 4-all at the end of the first quarter, and our goal scorers for the 2 respective teams, Mitch Baker getting 1, Cal Gibson 1, Plum 1, and Harry Gibson 1 late there in the transition. And for SA, Ewan Locke got 1, Jackson Stock got a fast man break goal, but Kai Williams with a couple of 1 heater and 1 just sneaky around the corner.
Yeah, been big early.
Has 2, but they've had plenty of opportunities, and the keeper for Victoria hasn't actually made a save yet, I don't believe.
South Australia have definitely had a lot more of the ball in play.
But it's taken some good shots to do that.
As the crowd starts to build early down here at Penistone Park.
You know what, I can almost feel some sunshine just
I
starting
was
to break
just
through.
thinking the same thing. I might just put my sunglasses on.
Yeah. So a good first quarter here. We hope you're enjoying the live free coverage of this game, wherever you are, whether it be here or abroad. And we welcome you to the Australian Lacrosse Network.
And if you are here in WA, please come on down to Penistone Park. Wanneroo Joondalup would love to welcome you. There's a lot happening. There's stalls everywhere. A bunch of the Aussie teams are fundraising. Games, lacrosse, people, bar, good food, lots of laughs.
And come down and have a look, because the under 20 Australian girls are playing later tonight. First opportunity if you come down live to see the girls that will represent their country in Hong Kong in August.
Yes, another big tournament there for you, Tone, with your daughter stepping into goals. As Stock again gets that ball out.
As down to Gil to Mortimer.
Shot. Oh.
Good save. And a flag down. So we're going to have a interference call here on Plum, I believe, or it might be a push. Legal body for one. Okay, so Plummy just asserting those guns. And he's going to have and what are we doing here? We're going to have a goalkeeper change, are we?
Looks like it. Steve Stoiker's trying to find his helmet.
I think he's broken his stick, has he? He might have broken his stick. So Johnson coming out of the cage unexpectedly. He's that save must have just popped a string. Yeah, I would suggest get out there and they look like he's got his backup stick. Looks pretty new though. Doesn't look like it's had any mud on it. He wasn't expecting to have to use it, I don't think. Not a great thing, Sparksy, to have.
And Stoiger's just straight in there,
no
ready to play.
So an opportunity here for South Australia.
Kai Williams holding the ball.
Lockie Russell going to work on Kai Williams. Ball back up to Jack Waller. Waller to Hood. Hood over to Lauk. Lauk looks down, steps down. Haskett has just nailed his opponent in front of him.
Cop that, and you can see he's wearing it.
Lockie Russell, he's just going, hang on, haven't I just come and sit in the middle for a bit and get my breath back? As a goalkeeper, you love seeing your defenders take some shots for you. Lock, bang, that's had some heat on it. And Stoikos just checking to see whether he's got the right boots on. He's trying to get the mud out of him. Might have put the volleys on to start the game. Didn't think he was coming in. Waller. Plum comes on. Oh, Williams again on the bottom.
That was on the doorstep.
And Kai Williams, is he the man that's picked up the pencil to write some history here today?
I think he's certainly interested in that. You can hear Mel having a lot to say, lots of cheers over on the far side.
But again, another power play opportunity for South Australia. And, you know, as a coach, if you can keep out the box, you certainly give your defence a better opportunity down there. And South Australia, good ball. I like their ball movement this morning. But this is where it's been happening. Jackson Stock.
Yep.
He's only lost one face-off so far.
Against Aldred.
And so commentator's curse always says that he mightn't win this
Stock
one.
has got it,
but,
though.
We're going to have, there's an illegal procedure on blue. So Cal Gibson, they're those little 1%ers that you just can't afford. And it doesn't matter who you're playing. And the coaches, they'll be ropeable with that. Those little 1%ers, which give easy possession to your opposition.
Absolutely, but not just that. It's happened twice. You know, like, you know, you do it once, you learn, but team can't do it twice.
And what they were saying there was Stock had possession when he had it in the back of his stick, but lost it with the check straight away. Hood just going about his work on Templeton. Ball down the back. Williams again. A match-up change there. Lockie Bowen on him. Fires out the back, and Gill with the exceptional pace to get the back up down there.
He wanted that recovery, brings the ball back into play, moving it through, is it Hissey or
Sam Hissey.
Hissey.
So Sam Hissey, one of the young Woodville boys, came from Glenelg to get some opportunities down at Woodville and has fitted in, and they call him the hype man.
The hype man.
He's one of those guys you want around your group. As Liam Hood.
Is he a woo guy? Woo.
He is a woo guy and a half. I tell you what, if he gets a goal, watch the little shimmy celebrations.
All right. Well, come on, it's your time. I might get the camera ready myself.
Shendell wants to see the shimmy celebration.
Here he is.
I had a bit to do with him. Coached him in the Phantoms in under 15s. He came in as basically a 13-year-old, and I remember seeing him score his first goal, and he was pumping his own tyres. Williams fires that ball, but Stoikos good enough that time. He's had a sider, has Steve Stoikos, and ball comes out the other side there. Kicked up by Bound doing the work through the lines there.
Victoria just going to slow it down now.
So Templeton kicks it down to Gibson, who kicks it down to Baker. So there's been a match-up change there. Inglis has gone on to Baker. As we see Larwood picking up Plum now.
For those playing along at home, the score is 5-4 in favour of South Australia in this second quarter.
And Larwood, Lewis, son of, nice BTB and out the back, and that's going to be a Victorian ball. Lewis Larwood, son of Australian goalkeeper Greg Larwood. And so it's good to see these, the family traditions continue. Ball down the back.
Oh,
Cody Watts! That is a massive save on the crease.
Sparksy loves it. Just celebrating for the goalies.
Tell you what, Baker, and he's been doing that all week, the other coaches were telling me, and they said, can you get him out the cage? That's a huge save on Baker.
Yeah, Baker won't be happy with that one. On the doorstep.
And a timeout going to be had here by South Australia. Wow, I'd be getting around my keep on that one. On the doorstep, just a little.
Well,
and
the defence are.
Contorted. Good save. So you've got to give the bookends. When they're good, and when they're bad, they're bad.
Yeah. I hope he doesn't watch his replay, though, and just hear you slaying him all day.
You know what? It's character building.
It's character building.
So, South Australia using both their timeouts here. And you wonder whether that is just to... but they don't have any more for the rest of the half.
Yeah, early in the second to be using that second timeout.
But I think what they've done is they've gone, right, we've got offense again. Our offense is getting opportunities. Let's just get the right personnel on. And if we can go 6-4 up and put a goal away here, you know what, just starts to put that mental pressure on Victoria.
Absolutely. Cody with a lot to say in that defensive pack for South Australia.
Yeah, so Cody got given the captaincy of this team. So
that's why he's got a lot to say.
But he always has a lot to say if you ask the officials. He doesn't mind opening his voice. I don't know where he got that from.
No, I'm not sure either.
So ball in the offensive end here for South Australia. So this is the coach, when you call that timeout and they come down and they do score, you pat yourself on the back as a coach. And we've got Waller out there with Williams, Locke, Gill down the back, and Steve Mortimer. So Lauk just running a 1-3-2 here as Waller gets down and looks to rotate back, kicks it up to Ewan Lauk. Lauk up against the pole, fires left.
Off
tick,
the pipe.
2 bars.
Victoria have changed their goalkeeper again.
So they've brought Johnson back in, fixed his stick. I tell you what, Ewan Lauk. That's hit. Right bar, left bar,
Williams.
out. And Williams says, this is the way you do it. And what a great, you know what, kudos to the SA coaches. They've called the timeout, asked to look at something different, and they pat themselves on the back right there. But Kai Williams, well, that's 4. And Sparksy just appreciating.
Great offense.
Off stick low from Williams. Has 4 for the game already. Ball back in the centre. Stock, where he's been doing all the work up against Aldred. And Stock, he wins it to himself, and he wins it again and then drops the ball. So he's given one up here. But ball given down to Plum. And Chase down, and Plummy just go on the slide move.
He planned that.
Kicks it down to Emmett Barger. You know why he did that? There's more camera time on him. So ball up to Baker. Baker to Templeton. Templeton. He's picked up by Hood. Waller. Oh, just can't. Got to play a little bit better defence than that. I know he was at 15 metres, but Cody asking the defence to push out on that.
That was fairly wide, that shot he just took left of the cage. As Baker's looking to drive the back corner. Oh, no
nice,
angle.
Nice shot there from Mitch. He goes, you might have got me one-on-one, but I'm coming around that right-hand corner and popping it top shelf. And Mitch Baker doing exactly that. He gets his second of the game. He opened the scoring for Victoria in the first, and he's opened the scoring for Victoria in the second.
Yeah, that was a beautiful goal. Literally no angle on that drive, and finds space behind Watts.
So 6-5 is the score.
Oh, Hissy's back on. Is this his moment?
Sammy Hissy coming off the wing, up against Lockie Bound. Well, I would suggest that Jackson Stock is going to get first use of this ball, and does. And he's been very good. Oh, there's another hold. No, let it play, they say.
No foul.
All right, not a hold.
Maybe they saw something we didn't.
Well, you know what? I'm happy to let that go. It's not really interrupting the play. And Hissy, he needs to move the ball on, and he finds Kai Williams, the goal scorer. Said he's got 4 on the board, and he's got 44 on his back. So maybe he's looking to match his jersey number. Ball up the top to Hood. Hood fires. Good save. Gets knocked down after. Ball on the deck.
Looking for
ball
crumbs.
to be won. Hissy down on the deck. Hissy picks it up. Oh.
I thought this was the time.
And but Plum, look at him, smart. Out. Transition ball here. They've already got 2 transition goals, Victoria.
And they've got numbers.
Looked over.
Not quick
gets
enough.
the ball back. Just not a great pass there. Made him stretch. If he had given it to him in the proper spot, that was shot coming. But Victoria, slow it down, and we're going to have another timeout here charged to Victoria to talk about this play. So this is where the coaches go head-to-head. South Australia call a timeout, get a goal, and Victoria says, well, anything you can do, we can do better.
Absolutely. See Alan grabbing that whiteboard and saying, come on in, boys.
As they have a little conversation, and Chris Baker having a chat as well out there as the officials come together to, you know what, I think, you know, we don't talk about the black and whites often, but I think their contribution so far today has been very good.
I absolutely agree there. Calling the right fouls and letting the just a brushes.
Yep.
Just
let
be a
go.
brush.
Let them go. Let them be men and let them play lacrosse. So, and there could be, I'm not sure how much time is left in this one, but maybe about 6 minutes. So Victoria realising the situation as well. Get that time out, take it, go down, hopefully put a score on the board, even it up, and utilise these timeouts to their maximum advantage. As Victoria will come and get the ball through Takeshi Wada. Up the top, so Takeshi Wada out there in offence for Victoria.
Baker with the ball now.
So Wada played limited minutes last night in the Victorian game. Picked up by Lucas Hansford, and good defence from Lucas Hansford, you've got to say. And right there now, the Victorians are going, that timeout didn't work for us. But there's a definite pressure on the keeper here. Whenever he gets it, they're looking to,
What's looking for an outlet? We've got Sparksy saying coast to coast. Live the dream, goalie.
Well, the WA keeper got one the other day.
Oh, Guardi
Reeves. Nice outlet there from Watts. And first goal of the game against South Australia, goal to goal. And I said to Cody...
Was a keeper goal.
It was. And I said to Cody, I said, you've got to get one to get him back. And he goes, my hips are done, Dad. I'm not getting up over the halfway line. So ball with Williams, who has been a difference for this SA side. Down to young Locke, who kicks it down to Hood. Haskett waiting in the middle. Hood looking in, looks up, Locke Looks to fire, does fire.
Ooh.
Tink, tink, tink off the bar again. Wow. And I tell you what, I'm suggesting that Devon was glad that hit the bar. So young Ewan Locke, good to see him shooting. He's been a little, has a great shot on him. Williams down here to Gill. Gill just losing the handle of the ball as he's getting absolutely monstered there by Lockie Russell, but good enough to get out of it. Tell you what, and a flag on the play for South Australia. So just backing in is Haskett. Fires and another one. There are going to be 2 penalties here. There's going to be a definite hold, and so they're probably going to end up with a 1 minute, maybe illegal body, and a 30-second hold, but we'll look to see what the officials say. Slash for 1, and blue
hold.
And a hold. So a slash and a hold. All over this stuff I am.
Should take up reffing, Tone. Time to hang up the mic and put on the stripes.
No, I also will be breaking one of my other New Year's Eve resolutions of not running anymore. And I can't break New Year's resolutions.
No.
So a 4 zone here for Victoria. Another opportunity for South Australia to eke this out to a 2-goal lead before half time. Stocky in the man up for South Australia. Down to Williams. Just need to move the ball here. SA. Ball to Stock. Looking to get across. Finds Waller. Waller. Little rotation happening on this right-hand side. Oh, down the bottom to Gill. Gill picked the ball up off his toes. Back to Stock. Needs to move the ball. Does move the ball. Down the bottom to Williams. Williams! There's 5 for Williams in the first half.
Got a handful in the man up. A 6 on 4. Victoria's defence did well to hold them out for that amount of time with that foul. You know, watching 4 guys against 6 is a huge challenge.
And what about Gill down the bottom there? Just opened up by himself. Missed, good save. Missed the cage. The ball didn't go in, but got the back up quick enough to release his hands up, to release the hands the other side. And Williams, 5 in the first half. You're feeling all right about yourself. But Sparksy is absolutely right in the back here. You know, penalties are absolutely costing them at the moment. 7-5 South Australia.
1 has been released, or 1 is expired, and there's still Victorian sitting in the naughty corner.
So another opportunity here. And Williams, the goal scorer, probably the difference between the 2 teams at the moment, apart from Stock in the middle. But Gill looks up. Stock, he says, no, I'm going to make a difference. There's a save from the keeper. Ball picked up, but it's fallen into a stick. Hood steps in, and another one. Everything falling South Australia's way at the moment. Even when Devon Johnson gets a save on it, it pops straight back into Hood's stick. Hood goes past 2, 1-on-1 with the keeper, pops it in the back of the net, and we've got an 8-5 game here now. Wow, South Australia and penalties again, an issue.
Yep, and Tone, I've just been told that number 10 from Victoria's Clayton Burke. I'm not sure who we've got on our list.
Yeah, no, 10 is Clayton Burke.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I'm all over him.
Oh, he's originally from Adelaide, played at Glenelg. Senior member of MCC State League team. His nickname is Chicken Burger. Chicken
Burger, absolutely. No, I know Clayton exceptionally well. Coached him in under-18s and for South Australia.
Do we know why he's called Chicken Burger?
No.
Okay.
But we'll find that out. That's what we're here for. We're here to get as C Camp looks up to Waller. Waller, that's a better man to have the ball in your stick. Hasn't seen the guy coming on from great take there from Haskett. As penalties are released, they're 6 on 6. So Victoria, I guarantee you, they wouldn't have expected to be in this position nearly at half time against South Australia. They probably would have marked this one down as a potential win at the start of the day. But Lauk, look, going about his work. Can't allow him to free his hands. We've seen his shot. Just a little bit slippery underfoot there too. A few players starting to slip over.
Yeah, lose their
Gill,
footing.
Hissy up the top. Just creating space for Gill. Gill looks inside. Oh, good save there. And I tell you what, Noah Haskett trying to get the first on. But he's just dived about a metre away from himself. And the Victorian guys ran straight past him to get that. Good feed there from Gill, though, to find him on the other side.
For a guy who wasn't planning to play in this tournament, Gilly's really having a good run.
So Burke there with the ball. Kicks the ball up here. And here's this transition. So Gibson, Harry Gibson, he's already got one transitioning. Looks down the back. That's a terrible pass.
Tell us how you really feel, Tone.
Well, sorry, the coach coming out at me. That's a terrible pass. As, Harry Gibson looked down. It was the right option.
Well, great vision.
Absolute right option to Barger, but the pass was not good enough at this level. And Watts will clear the ball. So Newman on our side here up against Gibson. Watts, he's got Mortimer and Watts, great outlet.
Yeah, beautiful outlet.
Finds Waller over the top and makes the defence have to get back.
That's a
flag
penalty.
Down, so we got an offside here as well. So no, he'll get another one if he goes over. They should call another penalty there. You cannot go back on side and then go back over. Cannot believe that one's not been called.
Well, TK has certainly seen something.
Okay, I'm hearing from a better official than me that that's acceptable.
And this is why you're not an umpire, Tone.
I would have given him an unsportsmanlike.
Luckily, we have the assessing referee,
luckily.
chief referees next to us.
Do you wonder why I'm not officiating?
I know. I thought you were going to take it up, but you said no running, and I thought, well, you would be doing yourself a disservice.
And because I need to learn the rules. But again, another man-up opportunity for South Australia.
Yep.
8-5 the score. They've run this exceptionally well as Stocky comes up the top. We got Jack Waller who can almost step into a hole. Looks to come up to Hood. Hood back to Stock. Stock looks to step into that hole. Not there. Looks down the bottom. Fires and Williams. Good save there. As Devon Johnson just starting to find a bit of stick on ball here. As that penalty has been released. So no damage done on that power play situation. Ball down here to Haskett. Haskett kicks the ball up the top. Finds Hood to Stock. And Victoria, limited time left in this quarter, I would suggest, as Gill, picked up by Rubens, looks to use his pace, looks up top, looks to inside, not there, kicks it to Williams, Williams up to Stock, and Stock looks to drive down that right-hand pipe, or left-hand pipe, but right-hand side. Gill looking inside, looking to create something, Williams. Back up to Hood, and around we go.
Good control by South Australia, just waiting for the right opportunity.
Waller looks up to Hood. Good ball hold here by South Australia. Stock, but defence is good by as Gill looks to go inside. Not there. Waller looks for an option. Finds Stock up the top. Again, 7-1 yesterday. Haskett hasn't troubled the scoreboard yet, so they'll be looking for him to come into the game. And we've got a stall call on from South Australia, so they cannot bring it above the restraining line. If you're new to lacrosse, stall call on. Unless the ball hits the keeper or there's a turnover, the stall call will stay on.
Trying to get Kyle Williams on the right side of the restraining line.
Oh, picked off.
And it's been knocked down.
But again, ball is on the deck.
Diving on the ball.
Great pick up there from Lockie Bound, and ball up to the middle, but they're under pressure. So Victoria with an opportunity, potentially late, and we're going to have a timeout charged here to Victoria. And a good timeout from the coaches. If you don't use them before half-time, you lose the two, so they had one left. Good offensive set there, but you can see what South Australia were doing. They were just trying to have a long set. An 8-5 lead, and they would have been exceptionally happy to take that into half-time. Limited time, I'd say, left on this second term. Probably under a minute, maybe a minute. Good timeout from Victoria, and if they can just peg one on the half-time whistle, they would certainly be looking to draw that up right now.
Yeah, and you can see Stoikis warming up on the far side for Victoria, so maybe he's going to be going into the cage for Victoria at half-time.
Well, Devon Johnson started to find some stick on ball then, and sometimes you've got to back your keeper. But
sometimes.
But the ball...
Sometimes, only always.
Well... There are times when you've got to make a change, but what is happening is when he is making those saves, he's not getting them clean into the stick, and they're rebounding back into the field of play. And South Australia benefited from the one on Hood down there where he made a good save, comes straight back into the stick of Hood. But sometimes as attackers, you know it's your day when that's happening, and you can step through with the defence going, oh, how did he get here? So big, probably minute and a half for South Australia.
Ball to start with Templeton. Over to Plum. Gibson.
And clock is about to come on the field.
Oh, you're joking.
Well,
stick error.
Again, wasted moment. And the clock is on the field. So less than 30. So they can hold it down in the back corner here. And up they come. Palmer. Oh, Palmer's dropped it. Given an opportunity. Clock is on the field.
Baker in the middle.
So that's a turnover that South Australia certainly wouldn't want it. And Baker picks it up. And that is half. Oh, no. So illegal procedure on red. So they're going to play man down here. The clock stops. We're going to have a penalty in the box. So 5-man zone. That's certainly what South Australia didn't want with limited time on the clock. 5 seconds. They're going to hold the ball. So they'll start with the ball in the second half here, Victoria. And smart play. 7 seconds left on the clock. But that's a huge mistake from South Australia coming into half-time, giving up a penalty for a illegal procedure on the outer side, probably a substitution error. And Victoria will start with the ball with the second half without a face-off, and they'd be pleased with that because Jackson Stock's been killing them in that exposition.
He absolutely has, doing a great job in the face for South Australia.
And talking about great jobs, we might go through some goal scorers. Mitch Baker with 1. And
Mitch Baker, Kai Williams with 3 and Hood with 1. But Kai Williams actually got a handful, got 5 so far in this game at halftime. If he keeps playing like this, he's going to have 10 by the end. Really great job by Kai Williams.
And but what they do get now is a break, and Victoria will start with the ball in offence. And speaking of a break, we might just have a little 5-second break here, and we'll be back very shortly, live and free on the Australian Lacrosse Network. As the two teams come back from the three-quarter time break, or half-time break, I should say. Not quite three-quarter time yet. I'm getting ahead of myself, Shendell.
I know. Come on. We've still got, don't discount a quarter.
Another half to go to golden goal. Victoria starting with the ball in their offensive end as they had possession with South Australia a penalty. So they're in a man-up situation here. South Australia, this is where Plum was doing his best work. Little rotation on the left-hand side. Just some of that ball use at the moment from Victoria. They're just, I wonder how much last night has taken out of them.
Yeah, a few skill errors.
Well, like throwing them down the, as Watts. That one's fired over the head, and we've got a flag here.
I nearly hit a dog on the far side of the field.
Yeah, watch out for the dogs.
Keep your Jack Russells away from the edge of the ground.
Okay, so C-Camp, again, we saw Victoria do this in the first half. They were in the penalty box a lot, and now South Australia wearing one, and we're going to have an illegal procedure here as well. Wow. Okay, so 4 zone for South Australia. That's the second illegal procedure in about a minute. So they need to get that right, South Australia and the coaching side. Can't afford that with a 4 zone out here. So ball up the top. You put your under pressure. Oh, again, Gibson just getting the ball in the right position and firing it over the top.
Right on the doorstep. Again. 6 on 4. South Australia got to work the 4-man zone. It's certainly challenging.
Watts, good shot there from Barger, who found the right-hand foot of Cody Watts. And but again, a 4 zone. Penalties, they kill you in this game.
Absolutely.
But that's how Victoria would have wanted to start this third quarter, and it was through the stick of Barger. Emmett Barger getting it first of the game for him.
Yep, well, so one penalty has been released, so now it's back to, they're only playing 1 man down.
Yeah,
on the
so
field.
the legal procedure 30-second will be released, and the minute cross-check will still hold. So South Australia will be, Jackson Stock will just try and run this around. He's got 4 on. There's got to be a free man here, and he can go backwards.
He's got a lot of pressure coming. Is there a foul?
No foul there, letting him play. And ball, that'll be an offside though. That is offside. So Victoria will be offside here. That'll be a South Australian ball. And Victoria will ask how he got there,
yeah,
but
not happy about it.
At the end of the day. So red ball up the top, penalties released. Ball's got to start.
Morty's just saying, give it to me. I'm ready to go.
Yep, Morty has the ball in his stick. So out of all that, we're back to 6-on-6 lacrosse.
An 8-6 ball game down here at Penistone Park.
And it is sun shining at the moment down here at Penistone Park. And if you are in Perth, get down here, Shendell.
Yep.
And even better, come and say good day to us.
Yep, check in. We'll give you a shout out. Give us a word challenge. We love it.
So ball up the top with Lauk.
Sparksy looks at me like, what is she talking about?
And again, South Australia just there. And there we go. So Victoria with transition here through Plum. Plum picked up by Kai Williams. Looks to go left, looks to go, hung it out. Thomas Seacamp, there's a sail of Plummy's stick on the field. And ball kicked over here. That was a great trail check there from Seacamp. Just snuck up behind him, didn't see him coming.
Yeah, you know what? Victoria teammates should have told Plum that was coming. Lack of communication definitely cost them an offensive set just then. As South Australia worked the ball around their offensive zone.
So young Jack Inge on the park for the first time, I'm thinking here for South Australia. Wearing the number 1, son of a very good name in Australian lacrosse. And, Waller just goes low on Stokers. And I tell you what, is there scorch marks on that ground from that rubber ball, because that had some heat going into that bottom right-hand corner. And Jack Waller gets one back for South Australia and brings it to a 9-6 game. Right behind that one here, Shendell.
Yep.
And Sparksy saying it just hit the defender's foot and popped. So, like an own goal almost.
See that grass being torn up down there. A Stock works
good
hard.
work from Stock. Ball coming out towards us. Lauk with the ball. Just gets pushed. That's a loose ball push. That's a loose ball push. And South Australia will take the ball. And he'll want to get away from that ball. There's a 5 minute. That's 5 metres. He's going to have to get away if he goes towards him. Nah, runs away. Good call. So he can't be within that 5 metre restricted zone and then approach the player. So he's done a good job there. He was unhappy with the decision of the push there, Lucky Bound. And South Australia with the win. Lauk picks the ball up and Gill by himself down the back at pace, looks inside. That's a great feed, just couldn't quite handle the ball, one S. Mortimer.
Victoria looking to clean that up.
And ball comes out the outer side here to Burke. So Clayton Burke looks up, kicks it up here to Harry Gibson. And Harry Gibson, he's been a ball taxi through that midfield.
A ball taxi? Was that from your word challenge?
No, that one actually wasn't.
Something you made up yourself.
Well, he's been taking it from defence to offence all day.
A ball taxi.
And the ball taxi is a well-known position in men's lacrosse.
I might use it when I'm coaching the girls.
Absolutely.
Please be a ball taxi.
Well, there's a lot of ball taxis in women's lacrosse. They run down the field a lot.
They do. Ball's working its way to X for Victoria. Barger with the ball.
8 and 9 look very similar, don't they?
They do, and they actually, as players, look similar too. Plum with the ball, looking for a bit of plummy magic.
And Harry Gibson, good second slide
Back
there.
to Plum.
Larwood with that slide. Plum. Ball down the back here to Gibson. Gibson looks to come round the left. Opens up. Cody Watts.
Reads it so well.
Pops it up top shelf and just says, thanks very much. I don't mind shots like that.
Yep, looking for an option, looking for an outlet.
And he's given that outlet to Palmer, one of his teammates at Glenelg. They'd have a fairly good connection, I would suggest.
Support in the middle there. South Australia working hard
and
to clear this ball.
Waller being that same. Oh, that's going to be a flag down for a slash. Cannot hit a man on the back of the. And he'd be lucky not to get another one here. And might get a cross check as well. No.
Just going to have a bit of a rest.
Jack Waller, he's just gone. You know what? While I'm down here,
I'll just take a moment.
Take a moment. And we're going to have a 1 minute penalty here for a slash. As comments from up above in the South Australians have, but again, this is what happened to Victoria in the first half, giving up penalties. Hood kicks the ball down into Williams. Williams with 5 first half goals. Jack Waller, he seems to have recovered. Hood kicks it to Lauk. Lauk just drops the ball. That's not what you want in your man up. Concentration starting to lack, but terrible pass again from Victoria. Ball to be won on the deck. Ball has to be won. Ball up. It is won. Gibson picks it up. Great check there from Paddy Palmer. Just covering the ball there.
I know. Bodies everywhere.
Bodies everywhere. Ball comes out the back. As that's going to be a penalty, is it?
Oh.
There might be a penalty here.
Finally.
A little bit on. There's flags flying everywhere as Gibson gets up. There was a big cross-check in there. I reckon there was probably 2 cross-checks in there. And the black and whites will sort this one out. And Plum going off at the referee and telling him he might get an unsportsmanlike if he keeps pointing at him. And Plum, he's having a go at Luke Keesing there. I might just sit down and have a few less words to the officials here if I was Plumbing.
And looking at the replay, Tone.
So it looks here, and there was a cross, it went down, but there was a cross-check that came in here. There's one cross-check. There's one, and that was the initial one. That was just a good hit, but then there was a cross-check here, another one there, and things get a little chippy.
A little chippy. I like a little bit of argy. Bargy keeps the game interesting for us.
So we're sorting, and we've got simultaneous penalties here. One for a slash. Hold, 30. That can't be a South Australia. Oh, unless there's 2 1-minute penalties. So South Australian ball has to be a South Australian ball.
I was going to say
there's more time in penalty for Victoria. So that will be a South Australian ball. No, Victorian ball. Okay, so there must be 2-minute penalties there. That's the only I can think of. A 30-second and a 1 minute, and there must be 2 1 minutes on South Australia.
Yeah, there just seems to be only one man sitting in their sin bin.
So there's 4 on the field, 5 for South Australia.
Yeah, one released.
One released.
From Victoria now.
That was a quick 30, just quietly. Oh, so there was one already sitting in there. Sorry, Bargy, yeah. And Plum will be released here for the 30. So man up here for South Australia. Sorry, while all that was going on, we were watching the replay.
No.
And weren't really watching what the officials were talking about there.
Yes, Plum has been released now, so Victoria do have that man opportunity to hit the cage. Got Templeton
good
down.
stick in lanes there from Higgins. And that could almost been a ward, but just pushed off. Ball down the back, kicked up the top to Plum. Got to get these passes up, Victoria. They're down on their toes at the moment. Plummy, as South Australia released the penalty.
Here comes Williams.
5 zone. Ball comes in. Williams looks around. Cody Watts with a big save.
Oh.
And that one's gone over the top with the BTB. Backed up there from Templeton. Another good save there from Watts. So 7:20 we're hearing in the... another big save there from Watts. That's going to be a loose ball push. As the player goes down there in Mitchell Baker. Didn't have possession of the ball.
Taking his time to get up. We do have a 6-9 ball game in favour of South Australia.
So just a push called there. And
you can hear people saying, make them pay.
Victoria, you can hear the support, you're right, out the other side saying, make them pay. So Gibson looks up, kicks it up to Barger. Barger on the outer side, steps in, and that one found the back of the cage.
Lovely goal.
As that is Ethan Buchanan with that shot to the left-hand sort of hip, shoulder region of Watts.
Watts has been big. That was a lot of holding out there, a lot happening in that defensive set for South Australia.
Well, we saw Victoria last night. They were 5 down. It was 15 or 14-9, I think it was, and back they came to send it a golden goal, and that was an absolute cracker. Have we got another one on our hands here as we head into halfway through the third quarter? It's 9-7, South Australia's way. Jackson Stock, and that's going to be a withholding call, and that will be a Victorian ball. And Jackson Stock asking why, as Aldred was sort of like covering his stick there, but didn't put enough pressure on it to actually be the hold. Baker, we saw him shoot a couple of lights out shot from that 45 position. Hasn't got on the, he's only got one in the cage, and that was the first one of the game, Baker.
Yeah, I was going to say, I love that Stock's asking questions about the face-off. He's won every other face-off all day. And he doesn't get one, and he's got a lot of questions to ask.
And
Plummy down.
Plummy, and there's a penalty going to be had here, and that's Seacamp again. And Watts, don't know whether he got anything on that one. We'll go to Sparks. I think he got a little foot on that.
Yeah, I thought he had a piece.
And popped it away, so we'll give him that save. But what we will have is a penalty for 1 minute on Seacamp again. And this is where you just got to keep your heads. There's no, like he's come out to put pressure after that ball had been given up. And a young player, another young player out at the Burnside Lacrosse Club in Adelaide.
Go the Bears.
So ball back up the top. Buchanan with the last goal here. Power play opportunity. South Australia won't want to be giving Victoria too many opportunities in their power play. Plum up the top.
Got Baker sneaking around the crease.
Finds Barger. Little rotation, and Plum just fires that one over the head.
Oh, he's not happy about it.
Oh, that's un-Plum-esque.
That is.
It is. And what they do is, as we get Lucas Hansford giving the ball up to Cody Watts. Cody Watts, when in doubt, will go long here down in the back corner. And he finds Mortimer, does he? No.
No,
but
out of bounds.
You know what that is? That's great. You've got a penalty. You've put it down, and the defence is all behind the play now. Victoria have to clear the ball, and no one's picked up Plum here. I'd probably get on that man.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave him hanging.
Plum.
Taking a shot.
And Cody eating them for breakfast. Haskett on the halfway line as Baker chasing Watts down. Under pressure, a little swim move, loses the ball, pops up Cody and gives up an easy one there.
Could see how disappointed Cody was when he lost his footing, and you just, well, you know, Vic were on here, and they're not upset about it, but you know, I just feel for Cody. Worked so hard on that clear, and obviously having that penalty on no one to support him.
Yeah, again, he tried to utilise the long pass, the last one, but yeah, you're right. Foot slipped out, but and well picked up. Great pressure from Victoria there on the keeper, and brings it into a 9-8 game, and we were in a one goal game.
Oh.
And Cody,
we're getting closer and closer to golden goal here.
Well, we're only in
Tony.
the third quarter, Shandell.
I've had to stand up already.
So ball in the bottom corner. And, yeah, Cody just shouting to his offense just to move, to give him that option. And, you know, those comments are well received.
Absolutely. Protect this house, you know, like that's your keeper. Get around your keeper. No one touches your keeper.
So, and you can hear here, the South Australian guys are going, you know, no fouls. Victoria also no fouls. We don't want fouls here.
They haven't scored for a while, so they really need to get back on the scoreboard to stay in the game, especially as Victoria are starting to really come for them now.
Well, a good long offensive set as Waller pops it 5-hole on Stoikis. And Waller didn't expect that. Stoikis wasn't expecting that shot to come.
I know. I said they had to get on the scoreboard. I didn't think it was going to be so immediate. But
I was sitting there thinking they might have a good offensive set here. Well, that is a good offensive set when you're shooting 5-hole. And Sparksy's given him 2 points from outside the fan as he's downtown. And back to a 2-goal game. What a cracker of a game. To be honest, Shandell, when I got here this morning, I picked Victoria by 8.
Oh, wow.
I'm happy to say that. Right now, they have 8. It's a long way to 16. But we've seen what they did last night. But Stocky again in the middle.
Yeah, just being an absolute weapon for them.
Ball up, and Williams just kicks it to himself. Yeah. Russell
gives himself a little pass.
And as Williams just asserts his big, massive body authority in there, which is not much. Ball comes back up the top to Hood. Hood up to Ewan Locke. This young player really impresses me.
Yeah, he's having a great game today.
Just, you know, he's only about 18, 19 years old. And one of those young up-and-coming stars for South Australia. And here's a man that hasn't been in the game much, Haskett. He has the ability to turn it on, does Noah Haskett. And that's going to be a good pick, run through.
I was going to say, Hood's rolling around on the grass.
Yeah, well, when you set a pick, you've got to expect some body, and he got it. And nothing illegal about that. So South Australia with the ball in their defensive end. Victoria up to Burke. Burke with Haskett. Looks to play backwards. A little BTB from Burke. A little bit of party trick back to his keeper. He's got Gibson up here on the wing under pressure. But a good check there.
Ball down.
And ball down, and that's going to be offside on South Australia. Yep, good call. Luke Keesing right on the mark there. Haskett stepped over as that body came, but no penalty as the ball was loose. Victoria will have the ball in their offensive end.
Looking at their personnel.
So Rubens.
What do they want to do? They've got Baker back at X.
Yeah, they've really recognised Baker as X. I recognise him as a 45 man.
Yeah, I think he plays better from where he is right now. But, I mean, that's where you shoot from, right?
Ball
but
down
whatever.
the back. Barger up against Get Watts.
Backed up by Gibson.
And covering that one well there in the cage. As the South Australian girls come out, they've got a big game against WA next.
I know.
We're 2 in a row here, Shandell.
2 great games.
Ball, Palmer, looks down. Oh, just didn't find the handle of the ball there was Baker. Baker
picked up by Wada.
Hansford just gave him one as he ran through. Nothing untoward, just didn't see him there. Looks inside, Gibson down the back to Barger. Barger looks to come up on the left-hand pipe. under pressure from Benny Newman. Benny Newman not allowing him to turn.
No space.
Does now, still on the hands, still with the ball. Needs to move it on, does. Good save there from Watts. That's come off a leg. Out the back to Baker. Baker up the top.
Wada.
Oh, another one. Takeshi Wada sending some fire towards the cage.
Yeah, that had some pep on it.
Tell you what, I think Cody will be up and about after that last little slip. He doesn't like giving up too many.
Such a game of resilience when you're a keeper.
Ball with Baker. Baker gets a switch onto Waller. Waller follows Baker down. Baker will look to come up top side on his right. Looks to go inside. Comes off.
Shot.
Oh, save again from Watts. That's a huge left foot. And good shot there from Takeshi Wada.
Seems to like to shoot from this angle.
And ball back up the top here with Rubens. Ball down the back. Baker looking to go left. He'll come back on the right, given the opportunity to go to swim move. Not there. Inglis. Good work. Stays on the hand. Watts, another big save. Cody Watts, big, big, big in the cage at the moment.
And a quick outlet looking for Haskett. Haskett's going to turn and grab that ball. Grass Monster's got him.
Oh, no. The Grass Monster lives as we see the ball picked up by Newman. Good handle from the long stick. And the pressure just starting to get. That's not a good pass from Williams. But that's why there was a pass as the time ran out. Didn't see the clock coming on. What a huge, I'm going to say it, that last 5 minutes from Watts in the cage there. Could have given up 2 or 3.
Yep.
And there were some big saves in there.
Absolutely brilliant. I could hear in that transition what the South Australian girls going off. And I was like, what's going on? Obviously, I wasn't looking at the bench, but that's why they pumped the ball into their offense for that last set.
And South Australia up and about in their huddle.
Hang on. Is that our friend Hissy, the woo man?
That's, I'll tell you what, there's the hype man right there, Mr. Sam Hissy. He is the woo-hoo-hoo and hoo-hoo of that group. And for a young guy to step into that role, every team needs one, don't they?
They do.
Sparksy, who was your hype man in the Sharks team?
Callum.
Which year?
Oh, let's go 18 first. Plummy, the hype man, and Plummy and Jeff, and yeah, 23. Jeff melts up. So there's always one. You know, it's a bit like in the comedy box. One of us speaks too much and doesn't let the other one put a word in.
No, I'm just here for the entertainment, Tone.
And we do hope you're enjoying it live and free. We haven't even got our phones out to look if anyone's online sending comments at the moment.
There is minimal comments online, Tone. I have had a look. I was saying before during the break, viewers, that I feel like Tony and I are the two commentators that are on pitch perfect, that just sit in the background when the performers are on stage singing a cappella, making comments about what they're doing.
We'll have to find out their names.
Oh, yeah, and then nickname ourselves.
Yep, I'm happy. Love a nickname.
Love a nickname.
Got a new one last night in the General.
The General.
Hey, it's Chloe Tatlow. I hope you enjoy that one, Chloe. Some people don't like nicknames, but that's, as Aussies, you get them.
Yeah, you can't help it.
Can't help it. So a huge fourth quarter coming up here. Look at the SA girls behind. They're up and about for the boys. They've got a big game against WA next.
They do, and we've got a 10-8 scoreline to start this fourth quarter. Bit of a coach's chat with the refs in the middle of the field there before we get started.
Is that the Victorians playing games again? They always seem to do that. They love to have a chat with the ref when things aren't going their way, and sometimes it works.
Got to put something.
Did I say that out loud?
Something to look for.
I've been on the end of a couple of those as the SA coach.
Oh.
But ball in the centre. So Stocky up against Aldred. This has been a great battle all day.
Yeah, it has.
And fourth quarter action about to be brought to you live and
free.
And he just
break.
broke Aldred. You can see the disappointment in his demeanour there, where the head just went down twice. He knew he just tried to reset his hands after the reset had happened. And that's about 5 or 6 breaks in the centre, and that gives up use of the ball to South Australia for the start of the fourth quarter. Jack Waller with the ball up top. Finds Ewan Locke. And can South Australia put a dagger in the heart here early of the Victorian defence? As we see a good cut in there from Noah Haskett. trying to get backside. Gill gets tangled up. The two 10s going against each other there.
Ball down.
Clayton
Williams
Kirk.
with the ball.
Williams.
Looking for a shot. Looks, sees.
Waller steps around. Fire. Oh! Just missed the top corner. Stoikos looked like he had that one covered on that top corner, but it went wide.
South Australia to retain possession through Gilly.
So ball up the top here with Hood.
Hood's been good today as well.
Round on his natural left. Finds well. Oh, good
Whoa,
inside cut.
Wow,
oh, what a great feed inside.
That was beautiful, Lacrosse.
What a great cut there from Kai Williams. Gets number 6 for the game. And I tell you what, you keep cutting like that and people feed you. That's the way that you're going to get plenty of goals. Kai Williams on the board for his 6th.
Great vision as well on the feed there. Didn't miss that opportunity. If you'd missed that, I mean, that was just a beautiful cut. So to put it away, get the reward.
And back into the centre we go. Jackson Stock.
Yep.
He's
got
another
it again.
one. A fast man break. It's going to be shut down. Oh,
Gilly.
Gill on the outside. Looks inside.
No.
Oh, just probably, the coach in me says probably should just hold that one in offence and wait for the rest of the troops to come. But Gilly's been good. Ball comes up the top here, and that's gone straight over the head. Palmer.
Picked up by Gibson.
And back to Harry Gibson. So how much pressure is on the Victorian offensive unit now?
It's an 8-11 score. Start of the 4th. Vic going to have a comeback like they did last night.
Buchanan kicks the ball up to Baker. Baker to Gibson. Sam Hissey looking to play that defence. Gets that one past. Sam Hissey really disappointed. Great finish though. Great finish there from Harry Gibson. Gets it past Watts in the cage, which has been a hard feat to do for a fair bit of this match. But Harry Gibson on the board for Victoria brings it back to a 2-goal game.
Love it. Love it. Give us some more specky Lacrosse, I say.
Oh, you know what? Yes, the 4th quarter, we're 2 goals in. Golden goal. I can hear it starting to just shine. And we get another break here on Victoria in the face-off. Just giving South Australia first use.
How are you going to go with golden goal, Tone?
I'll be amazing. I live for golden goal. I just, although I've got to try and keep the voice supple for the rest of it, because if we get any more games like this for the rest of the weekend, and we are not even at the finals.
I know, we've got a day to go. So we've got Franca Hissey online saying Go SA. I'm assuming she...
mother of?
Franca is a woo girl of our hype man.
Mother of Sammy.
Yep, and Dana Birdie, Go SA.
Yep, so people online watching, and if you're back in South Australia, they're probably... with their, as we see here, Clayton Burke going to work on Scotty Gill. They would have played against each other a few times with Scotty Gill playing out at East Torrens when Burkey was in. Looks
Hood.
Down the back.
Gilly.
Finds Gill. Gill with the feed, not there. Kicks it to Haskett. Haskett. And South Australia will want to have good long sets here. You know what? That's the way to, or maybe not. Maybe just get inside. And Haskett... just going to work on the back corner.
Yeah, you said Haskett's been big, so let's see if this is his quarter to really put his mark on the game. So, tell you who's been big is Kyle Williams, and there he is again.
Waller to Gill.
Oh, Gilly with a quick stick.
ALN own Scotty Gill.
We'll claim him.
Gets one on the back corner and brings this out to a 3-goal game again.
He's supposed to be our camera operator or our tech operator. He subbed himself out, put Sparks in, puts himself on the field and gets himself a cheeky quick stick.
You know what he does there? He tries to get himself in the ALN right up. Right there. But great feed across
Doesn't he
crease.
write them? Doesn't he write them? Write himself in?
Timmy Kennedy probably out there just shaking his head in the CBO going, I'm not putting his name down again. But Scotty Gill on the board for South Australia. And South Australia out to a 3-goal lead. Stock in the back area. Ball to be won.
Ball's gone over now.
And that has been won. Great pickup. Went too far there for Barger. Sorry, to Barger. But South Australia, Stock was looking at Jack Waller. So an opportunity here for Victoria through Templeton. Templeton kicks it to Buchanan, and Buchanan back to Baker. Baker to the candlestick maker in Chris Plum.
Ball down.
And is that going to go out of bounds?
It's a fight for the ground ball.
Ball to be won on the deck.
Trying to goose it in each team's direction.
And
Baker looking to control it.
And picks it up. And great work there from Baker. And
and it's gone, but there's a penalty.
So Shane Abbott with some flag height there, just quietly.
Yeah, that was a beauty, wasn't it?
Slash for 1.
Nearly threw it out the park.
So Jack Wallett getting a slash there, right across the shoulder there. Good call, Abbott right on the spot. And better than that, what about that flag height from Shane Abbott?
That's what I'm saying, nearly threw it out the park.
Tell you what, he did have one of those little parachute things as a kid, didn't he?
Got the guns.
Used to throw it up, but he used to float back down. And
he's been doing the hand weights to make sure he's got height on the arm day, going strong for...
Man up opportunity here for Victoria. Just tries to carry it. Bottom corner, Gibson.
Looking for a sneaker.
And Watt's not good enough to get that one from Barger. And Barger puts that one away to bring it back to a 2-goal game. It's like a prize fight out here. Both the competitors just having a punch each, literally, of course. And back to a 2-goal game.
Yeah, we've got the West Australians all lurking around, watching this game closely, wanting to know who they're going to be playing tomorrow. I think we all are excited for how this game's going to wrap up. It's a 10-12 score in favour of South Australia. South Australia still with the man-down penalty. And
it'll be interesting to see where that sits if South Australia win by 1 or 2, how that actually works. As Stock just under pressure for the first time in the face-off, and Stocky keeps it in front of him. Ball to be won, but they are man down here. Stocky, great battle, and Stock, great pick up. That is outstanding from Jackson Stock. 3 on 2, and Stocky doing some fantastic work in there. Tell you what, that's match winning.
Yeah, that was beautiful. South Australia wearing the pressure from the Victorian defence well.
One high there, but didn't impede him.
Trying to wear that penalty down.
So 10 seconds on the penalty. Ewan Locke just getting it up high.
And that penalty's been released now.
And the hype man, here he comes. Sam Hissey kicks it over to Ewan Locke. Ewan Locke taking his man up high. He's got some pace to burn. Can shoot on the left too, just quietly. Kicks it down to Gill. Gill fires the ball across.
Moves fast.
Kicks it down there to Noah Haskett. He doesn't mind pressure at all, does Noah Haskett. And he's getting plenty of it from Brock Gawley.
Williams lurking around the crease for South Australia.
Oh, a little shimmy up the top. Makes him go left, trying to break some ankles. Oh, Gill inside. That's in the crease. Great look from Gill to, who was that? Haskett picking himself up. And Haskett and ball with Stoikos. So can Victoria bring it back within 1 goal here? Because it only takes 1 at a time. And put the pressure, and that's kicked out of Burke. Oh, I thought I might have got a touch there.
I thought it was coming our direction.
But Burke looks inside, and they'll clear that quite easily through the ball taxi of Harry Gibson. Ball up the top to Cal Gibson. Cal running on the left, kicks it out into Barger. Barger up against Newman, gets inside. Watts, big save. Tell you what, he's been huge in the cage. And for me in South Australia at the moment, you got 3. You got Watts, you got Stocky in the middle, and you've got Williams down and forward. And one of those, I think, will get the MVP of this game.
You'd have to. You'd have to. Oh, Plummy looking for a quick stick, couldn't.
Just on the shoulder of Plum, literally. So just asking for a bit of possession here. Rubens looking to come down against Hissey. Oh, that's missed the cage by a little bit.
Hissey really gave up some space there when he went for the stick instead of holding body. Gave him the opportunity to free his hands, step around and take the shot. Ball went out of bounds, picked up by Plum, being brought back in by Barger, who's looking to drive that back corner
he likes
again.
That little flick, and that could be an SA ball. No.
Plummy's diving.
Plummy's diving.
Again, looking for camera time.
No. But it's these little 1%ers in games like this, and that's what wins games.
Absolutely.
You know, the Jackson Stock effort in the middle, the Plum little backup. You know, you mightn't look at it as much it won't sit on a stat sheet, but it gives you possession and another opportunity. Ball with Buchanan, kicks it up high to Gibson. Gibson just throws it at the feet of his opponent. And if I can say anything at the moment, Victoria have done a bit of that today.
Yeah, their stick work's really let them down. Again, it could be just that they're fatigued from last night. A late finish last night, an early start this morning.
That one's through the hole, though, and Gibson, I said at the start of the game, he may be the man that comes to play today.
Yep.
And he certainly has at the moment.
That was a nice goal.
And
changed his level.
Again, another Australian Sharks player who just gets on that bottom corner, goes through the 5-hole, I think, there of Watts, but allowed him to free his hands up top. And you just, as a defensive unit, you can't allow them to free their hands. You want to try and turn them back.
Yep.
And Gibson brings it within a 1-goal game. Shindell.
Yep.
A 1-goal game.
We've got the Aussie under-20s sitting down next to us here as well. They're starting to really get into this game.
So ball, that's going to be a Stocky just getting his helmet readjusted there from Thompson Pritchett, just making sure it was done up.
Yeah, let's hope it is.
Stock, look, again, he's just holding his neck there.
Yep.
He copped a bar check across the neck, and he's probably asking the question about that. But you know what he's done? He's given possession to South Australia. And they'll look to try and... They've been trying to go through these shorties. And they've face-off player. Hood fires! Good save.
By Stoichkos. Ball's out of bounds. It's a race, and it's going to stay with South Australia.
And I don't know whether that came off the pipe. I think that came off the pipe. Stoichkos had his leg out there.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was a foot or a pipe.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's not holding his leg, so I'm saying that's a pipe. As Hood
he resets.
Wasn't far away from getting the inside of that pipe either, just quietly. But they're getting opportunities. Gill looks up the top. Lauk and kicks it over here to Williams. He's got Lockie Russell on him. Lockie Russell, another one of those Aussie Sharks.
Yeah, but Williams doesn't seem to mind. He's had a great day. Gilly with the ball.
And Burke trying to escort the ball out of his hands.
Lauk.
Just good pressure. Lauk up the top. Again, I think he'll come again. He likes coming on this left-hand side. And he does. Rotates back, kicks it to Hood. Hood picked up there by Bound. Then Bound kicks it down to Gill, who's just been playing. Oh, that's a floaty up to Williams.
Floaty?
Yeah, well, normally, and we've got a timeout here charged to South Australia. And they just want to talk about this, have a bit of a rest. You know, they've taken some time off. And you know what that's done? It's probably taken the stall call out of the minds of the officials.
Yep.
They would have been thinking about it, and they'll have a talk about it here. You watch them talk, and if they tap their hat, they're probably talking about the stall call.
If they were tuned into the ALN, they would know that that's what they should be looking for, Tone.
But 2 timeouts in the half for South Australia. They're in the 4th quarter, and they're a goal up. And just a settling timeout for South Australia. Cam Adams coaching this SA side with Toby Raymond. And Cam Adams, he's a very calm coach, is Cam. And can I say, one of the gentlemen of the sport.
He's
a
just
fantastic
a calm
guy.
bloke.
Fantastic guy, Cam Adams.
He was one of my first billets. He came over. My brother played for Northern Thunder, and Cam was playing for. It was at the Stingrays back in the day.
Stingrays in the day.
Yeah, and so Cam billeted with us in under 15. So I've known Cam for a very long time.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. He's very relaxed.
It comes from some good stock of coaching.
Absolutely, with Jen and Trish as well. And then to see the girls developing as well, Taylor and now Jade.
We were sitting at home the other night. We're actually staying with Cam, and they had an old YouTube video up, and there was a picture of Tay and Jade when they were like 2 and 4.
Cute.
And Jen was talking about her house, and it takes it back to just how long these girls have been around the sport.
Yep.
As most of them are starting to sit next to us here. Ball up the top. Kicked up to Williams. Williams kicks it down to McGurr. So McGurr on for his, hasn't seen much game time, Brodie McGurr.
Think about 5 or 6 minutes left in the game, Tone.
Lauk looks inside, looks down, fires. Oh, good
hit
stick.
The stick.
But Waller to pick the ball up as ball is here to be won. Huge contest. Good work there from Waller. Waller, ground ball to be won. Who's in there? Gill's in there.
Stick's
and that's
going.
Come off a red stick. So that's going blue. So Victoria with an opportunity. McGurr racing to the bench, as in lock, to release their poles. Here's the ball taxi. Harry Gibson kicks it down. Oh, that took a right-hand bounce too. And ball down the back here. You've got a 12-11 game. What did we say, about 5 to go?
5 to go.
About 5 minutes to go in this one. South Australia up by 1. Victoria, we saw what they did last night. They came back. Plum, he was the man that sent them back.
Looking for something. Sees it.
Looks down.
Outlet.
Oh, that's terrible. That's an over and back. And they give up the ball here. South Australia with an opportunity to keep this ball in their offensive end and just hold possession. They won't care if the stall call comes on here with about 5 minutes to go in this fourth.
So long as they keep it inside their, below the restraining line, they can just keep working the ball around, take some time out the clock.
So they'll keep it up here for a little bit if they can and just work it out. They've got the two shorties up the top.
Yep.
Liam Hood, he'll check it in now. So the over and back is here. Scotty Gill gets under pressure straight away from Clayton Burke. Clayton Burke, but
cool as a cucumber
got
out,
good
Gilly.
legs here as Scotty Gill kicks it back up the top to Jack Waller. Jack Waller looks to open the hands, not there. Little flip to Haskett. Haskett up the top, just takes it up to get some space. Back to Jack Waller, and Waller kicks it down the back. Ball in the hands of Gill. Gill up against Burke again. There's the matchup. Gill looks inside, feeds, not there. Ground ball to be won. Jack Inge, he gets a little bit of interrupted. Ball now won. The ball taxi in Harry Gibson coming down.
Pressure
Don't
coming.
need any fouls here. And you see Paddy Palmer, we're going to have a timeout here to Victoria. Just to give our voice a rest. Sorry, my voice a rest. I'm not letting you in here, Shendell. Sorry.
No, it's good. I've just got the under-20s to our left. They're enjoying some lunch. I'm sure Mother Faye's been taking good care of them this week as they're staying out at Sorrento Beach Resort preparing for their World Championship.
And what a group they are, the under-20s. Looking forward to watching them in Hong Kong from the 14th to the 26th.
I was planning to go, and then now I'm going to the box tournament, so such a shame.
So much women's lacrosse, and how good is women's lacrosse at the moment?
How good is it? So much opportunity for us, with so many formats of lacrosse too. Lots of players getting a chance to represent their country. Lots of players getting opportunities that they might not have had before, including myself. So, yeah, it's a really exciting time, and I reckon the girls are going to do a great job seeing how they're building this week and the talent that they've got in their team. I can't wait to see how they go in Hong Kong.
Yep, cheer to the women's game. It's in very good hands at the moment with our future superstars and our current Australian women. And we look forward to watching that first ever women's box tournament over in Utica this year.
3 minutes to go.
And we've got 3 minutes to go on the clock here. So South Australia, can they hang on to what would be a momentous victory here at Wanneroo Joondalup Lacrosse Club? We hope you're enjoying it live and free on the Australian Lacrosse Network.
We've got under-20s. Jordan's looking at us for something. Oh, she just wants to give a wave.
She wants a shout-out, big shout-out to the other superstar in the family.
Oh, and Meg Bounds giving me
And Meg Bounds saying, give us all one. So, but Victoria with the ball here in offence. They're going to look to put it to a golden goal, my favourite. But Victoria down the back here.
Looking to drive Baker.
Gets uphill, little question mark, or steps in. Oh, Watts!
Oh.
Huge save there from Watts. Gets his left foot out. That's massive. And Cody just saying, get some body on these, please.
Barger.
Ball down the back. Barger up against Ben. He looks to turn to shoot.
Plum at the top.
Down the
sending it wide.
back here.
For a lefty
Looks
drive.
to step in. Watts again. Missed it completely.
Watts really has stepped into this moment and taking it on.
So, ball down the back. Probably about 2 minutes to go now in this contest. 1 goal up, South Australia. Victoria in possession of the ball. Plum looking to come around to shoot. Finds Templeton up the top. Templeton drives to shoot. Steps inside. Puts it away.
Templeton is the hero.
We've got a tight game here. Victoria SA and Toby Templeton puts the team on his shoulders and pops it to a 12-all game.
They seem to be the comeback kings, the Victorians, this week.
Okay, so Stock has been huge in the face-off. Can he get the possession, or does Aldred have something to say about this? Aaron Aldred, huge face-off. I reckon we got less than 2 minutes in this contest. Stock up against Aldred. Stocky with the ball down. Stock, good work from Aldred. Ball to be won. Jack Waller picks the ball up.
Yeah,
South Australia with possession. Pops it over. Do they have another timeout? Yes, they do. Great work from Cam Adams in coaching there. Calls the timeout.
Saves his timeouts for the right time of the game, which is...
South Australia will potentially hold this ball for the last opportunity to try and rip the hearts out of the Big V. But can the Big V step up here in defence and control this South Australian offence? Tell you what, I'd be looking for number 44, Kai Williams. Has 6 for the day already.
Yeah.
And is he going to be the game winner?
Well, when you've got a hot stick, you want to get it to that person.
So as everyone takes a collective breath here, as the crowd builds up here.
I know, we've got the WA girls and SA girls warming up around the far side of the fields.
And that's another huge game coming up next, live and free on the Australian Lacrosse Network. WASA. And SA looking to get a victory. Can they upset the WA team?
I thought Shomi was just popping in to say hello, but he said, how long? I was like, oh, hey.
So probably about, we'd say about 1:20 to go here. Maybe. 1:50 I'm hearing. So 1:50 on the clock. South Australia put their offense out there that's done the work so far. As Luke Keesing blows the whistle to start this last minute 50.
Nail-biter tone.
12-all is the score. If you've just tuned in, well, you've tuned in at the right time on the Australian Lacrosse Network. Welcome. Where have you been? It's now about 1:30 to go. South Australia in offense. 12-all is the score. Ewan Locke stepped up. Is it going to be the young stars of South Australia? Or have we got a golden goal coming our way? Ball here. Jack Waller looks to step down on the shorty. Scotty Gill pumps it across. Finds Liam Hood down on the back corner. Locke up the top. Looks to go. And don't want to give any fouls away here, Victoria. So ball up the top. 1 minute. 1 minute left in the contest. 12-all. Good pick. Good work there from Williams. Gill looks great save there from Stoikos. Ball to be won. Gill picks it up. Gilly gets his own work. Looks to hold it out. Kicks it over here to Haskett. And Haskett picked up by his old playing buddy there in...
Chickenburger,
Clayton Burke. So we're heading towards 30 seconds.
Haskett trying to drive past.
Gill with an opportunity.
Making some space for him in that back corner.
Looking up the top. Williams cuts, fires over the top. South Australia with backup. Clock is on the field. Gill.
About 20 seconds left in this game.
Is there a nail in the coffin here? Or do Victoria hold up and we go to golden goal? Lauk with the ball. Comes top. Looks to go right. Double fires. Picked up. Yep.
Saved by Stoikos.
Stoikos cometh the day, cometh the man. Ball comes down. Victoria, one last opportunity to send it. Oh, it goes wide. And time.
Oh, gosh, we're in it again.
And we're going to golden goal. Wow. 12-all.
We're up and about. Tony and I physically got up off our chairs.
I physically had to get out and get some sunshine, get some more vitamin E, I think it is. As Henry's waving up there. We have, that's a huge save there from Stoikos. Copped it, and I don't think anyone's going to rub that where that was hit. Might have made a save right in the expensive parts of the equipment.
Ooh. Sparksy's just giving me some intel on... I was like, what are you pointing at,
yeah,
Sparksy?
Well, he knows what he's pointing at. Yeah, he heard the crack of... And you know he was wearing one. But what a huge save from Stoikos. That is 3 big saves. And you have another golden goal game here at the Wanneroo Joondalup Lacrosse Club.
Yep.
And this one has some connotations for the rest of the championships. We'll let Tim Kennedy work that out later. But Jackson Stock, and just looking at our cameraman up there, Rob Lawson, he said he's going to back Jackson Stock to get the fast man break to go down and score the golden goal. And I suggest that whatever it is, and this is where you really feel for the keepers as I look at Sparksy, you end up with one feeling really disappointed and the other one up and about. But here we go.
Sparksy's looking pretty chill right now, though. Pressure's not on him.
So for those of you who may not know the game real well, golden goal situation, 5 minute quarter or 5 minute period. First team to score wins. If there is no score in the 5 minute period, they will have another one. First team to score wins. If they don't have that, they have another one.
Sparksy's just saying the winner goes through to the...
Okay, so everything on the line here. We hear the winner of this game will go through to the big dance tomorrow to play WA. So how big is this centre draw? Ball down, Aldred. Stock picks the ball up under massive pressure.
Handiwork there.
Stocky gives SA the first opportunity. Kicks it up to Waller. Waller's been huge as well. Ball comes back to Waller. Waller to Stock. Stock!
Oh, stick in the lane by Chickenburger.
Clayton Burke threw his stick at it. And that ball is going out of bounds. South Australia will keep the ball. Clayton Burke.
Desperate defence
That
there.
is massive from Clayton Burke. Stick in the way, lost his stick. That's the way you protect your keeper. Clayton Burke, outstanding defence.
SA just taking their time.
Stocky just opened up their lock. Is it Lock? Oh, goes past. Lock with the roll back. And ball picked up by Gill. Gill on Burke. Kicks the ball over here to Haskett. Haskett back up the top. Finds Hood. Hood back up to Lock. Lock has the shorty. Kicks it to Waller. Waller has this left-hand side if he needs it. Gill waiting on the bottom corner. Little slip. Kicks it down to Haskett. Haskett looking to go to work, but Brock Gorley not allowing him. He's a lefty, so he wants to come back on it. Looks inside. Gill pops open. Steps. Haskett picked up by Gill. Gill with the flick. 2 big saves.
Ooh, Stoikos really on fire in this last quarter. Oh, this overtime period. The game has finished and we are in overtime.
Oh, this is where the keepers earn their money. How good was Stoikos there?
Such a mind game for them and they are doing a great job.
Haskett just rolling in, getting the shot off and the rebound came out. Gilly tried to flick it into the cage. And a good ride here from South Australia. As he coming up behind, Scotty Gill pops the ball over and they go into offense now. Victoria with an opportunity to put themselves into a championship final. Ball up the top, step down.
So much to play for.
Who's gonna be the player for Victoria? And off.
I saw that as well.
No, not offside. They were subbing. So CBO right on that. Well, just watching that step over there from the ball taxi and Harry Gibson. But they only had 6 forward, so 5 forward, sorry, weren't offside. Ball back up the top to Baker. Baker over to Templeton. Templeton kicks the ball out here to Rubens. Rubens kicks the ball down the back corner. Finds Gibson. Gibson back up to Plum. Plum looking like he wants to do it. Hidden ball. Doesn't happen. Kicks it to Templeton. Templeton got one before. Watts!
Oh,
big save from Cody Watts. Tell you what, keepers are earning their money.
The crowd is going wild here.
And 2-time Australian keeper behind us, Ryan Sparks. He's just loving the work from the netminders here.
Giving it a bit of a chef's kiss.
As Cody Watts, has he got a coast to coast? Are they going to let him go?
Kai Williams looking for an outlet to support him.
Oh, good work there from Watts. Kicks it. Williams looks up.
1 minute in this overtime period.
Jack Waller So some huge saves here from the two keepers. Kudos to both of them. Jackson Stock, South Australia. Now, with less than a minute to go in this first overtime period. Lauk being told to go. Has a look, goes left, beats his man, steps around, kicks the ball back to Waller. Waller back up to Stock. Stock picks up the defender. There inbound. Stock steps down.
Stock, he's got Gilly on the crease.
Gilly opened up on the crease. Joondalup watching Gilly's every move.
Oh, yeah.
Plum picked up Waller. Waller back up the top to Stock. Outside. Oh, goes past Gill with the backup. Clock is on the field. 10 seconds. Oh, looks inside as a loose
Ball
ball.
goes down, and that's the time.
That is time as Noah Haskett, I think it is, picks it up. We're going to overtime, number 2. 5 minutes here in the second overtime.
Oh, this just feels like that final. Not last night when we had the Victorian WA final at the Box Nationals time. That was a absolute killer. And this one, like I said, we got to get up off our chairs. I can't stay seated when it's this exciting.
Again, these pool games aren't supposed to ruin my voice for the next games to come. But if the next games to come, we might have to sub some people in here, I reckon. Because 2 golden goals in a row, and that is my love of my life, golden goal.
Oh.
Can't get any better, and we hope you're enjoying it live and free on the Australian Lacrosse Network as much as the crowd is here down at the Wanneroo Joondalup Lacrosse Club. And we're proud to be able to bring you live free lacrosse on the Australian Lacrosse Network as the teams come out. And maybe this is the one Rob Lawson was talking about. Jackson Stock out the centre. Fast man break. Jackson Stock 2.0. Ball back in the centre. South Australia out to their marks really quickly.
Ready to go.
They're up and about. Victoria.
So much to play for.
Making their time.
Aldred and Stock, this matchup has been a wrestle all day.
I'll tell you what, you know what, kudos to both teams. And I say it often, but Lacrosse is going to be the winner today.
Lacrosse is absolutely the winner already.
Ball in the middle, Aldred up against Stock. Stock wins the ball, takes it up and over. So Stocky gives SA first use again. He's done it all day. I reckon he's gone at about 95, 98% Stock. And great opportunity. I think the only one he lost was the one where he was withholding. Ball here with Ewan Locke. Is he going to be the one man who stands up and writes the history today? Ball. Waller looks to come down. Waller frees the hands. Oh, save from Stoikos. Ball to be won. Ball on the deck. Picked up there from Haskett. Flag down. So South Australia, they can attack the cage here. Have to attack. Haskett says, give me the opportunity. Attack the cage, steps in. Oh! Haskett pops it away.
Oh my
South
goodness!
Australia. How big is that? Noah Haskett. Hats off, South Australia. Get on board. And it is Noah Haskett. You just saw him down there go.
He was on the floor.
He said, get out of my way. This is what's happening. But great job there from South Australia. Good to see Cody Watts straight to the boys consoling him. Outstanding game from South Australia. And I tell you what, we're going to have to wrap this one up here.
We're just going to look at the replay of that last goal, Tone.
No, you go. I've lost my voice.
Okay.
I missed it.
Oh, no. Sparksy.
I tell you what, I can replay it in my head. Young Noah Haskett down the back corner. Flag was on the play. He nodded his head to get out the way. Took on one defender, ducked down, missed the next defender on his knees and popped it to the right-hand corner. And Stoikos just couldn't believe it. But Noah Haskett, wow, what a game winner.
You said
South
he was going to
Australia.
be big. You said Haskett's got a big job to play, and didn't he turn up at the right time?
And I think I said at the start of the day, sometimes in big games, things happen. And today was one of those. I've been involved in a couple of these, but that was outstanding. And now SA will take on WA in the big dance tomorrow. And I can tell you at the start of the week,
Some of the SA boys were saying this might be a culture trip. Well, I said they might create a new culture here. It could be a winning one, and they could go back to back. And what a great job from South Australia. Commiserations to Victoria, though. Both games, last night and today, outstanding.
Yeah, and South Australia, don't they love it? They're enjoying this moment, and so they should.
So we've got to pick MVPs here, Shendell.
Oh.
Where are you going?
It's for me in SA. Well, I mean, if you're shooting a golden goal, you've done a good job. Otherwise, it's going to be our Stock. He's brilliant all day. Won the ball for them all day. Or of course, Williams with the six goals at the end by the end of the game. And then for Victoria, I actually thought that Bown and Chickenburger had a really good defensive set. Stoigus did step in at halftime and bring the game back, peg it away for them. So, yeah, I'm not sure. There's not an absolute clear winner for me for Victoria because they all played their role very well. But for me, in South Australia, it's either Haskett or Williams. What about you, Tony?
Well, I'm adding one to that. I'm adding Watts in the cage.
Oh, of course.
As a goalie in that situation. And Stocky will win that, I think. I think Stocky, he lost one face-off all day, gave SA the first opportunity.
Yep.
For me, for Victoria, I loved Harry Gibson's game. He was the ball taxi down, but he got a couple of goals. He was good. And, look, I think in defence, Clayton Burke was all over hands down there. I thought their defence played pretty well. Look, I'm going to go, but I'm sticking with one. I'm going Harry Gibson.
Yeah, okay.
So
the ball taxi.
The ball taxi.
I mean, you don't forget a name like that, do you?
No. Anyway, we're about to see as the women warm up. I'm going to have to go and get a drink after this because I tell you what, I wasn't expecting that.
No. I mean, we both predicted Victoria to win that game, and we clearly, our crystal ball was run out of batteries this morning after such a big game last night.
So here we go. It is time for MVPs. And, you know what? Actually, I like Toby Templeton too. I'm going to throw him in there as a smoky. I was one-on-one with Harry Gibson, but I think Templeton was really good today too, number 24.
Yeah, actually he was. He stepped up at the right time.
But Stoikos in the cage late. I mean, do you win it off a half a game? He probably kept Victoria in the game to go to that golden goal.
Both keepers were
coming
brilliant.
in really, really cold.
Yes, when he had to come in off the broken stick at the start too.
Yep. So anyway, let's have a look what the coaches have decided here.
Got quite a few people gathered around this MVP presentation. Gareth Allen about to announce South Australia's. No doubt he's congratulating them on a good win.
And people just starting to step in our way.
No, luckily we can watch it on this.
Yep.
On this one.
So Jackson
Stocky
Stock is the winner. Yep. He was probably unanimous in that. I mean, you don't win that much face-off. Yeah, but first use of the ball. And let's have a look for Victoria.
He's a man of few words, Cam Adams, but he seems to be having a chat right now.
As Cam Adams.
He must be feeling very proud of his team.
Oh, look, I'll tell you what, it'll be a good night in our accommodation tonight, I'd say.
Well, he was saying it last night, I wish I'd go out Sunday because he's still here. And number 31.
That is Alexander Rubens.
Rubens.
There you go. He wasn't on my
Dark horse.
Wasn't on my radar.
Good on him. Well done.
The coaches have obviously asked him to do a job, and he's probably done that job. So, and you know what? I'm going to give a big shout out too as the officials come over. They did a fantastic job in that game.
They did. They worked overtime themselves.
There was nothing that they hadn't done. And anyway, we're going to get ready for the next game.
We do.
So what we're going to do is wrap it up here. Shendell Oliver, thank you very much again. You'll
Tony.
be back for the next one.
Yep, back in, I'd say we've probably got 10, 15 minutes.
Ryan Sparks, thank you, mate, for doing all the work down there. And Mr. Henry Lawson, thank you very much. My name's been Tony Watts. We hope you're enjoying the Golden Goal coverage here on the Australian Lacrosse Network. Until the sticks are swinging next, we'll see you very shortly.